But
Oh my gosh, I would literally like skin her body alive and step into it to be Cinderella. But I would need
really
her voice.
hardcore.
It's a problem. I would like need her voice. I can't be a Disney princess ever.
Oh, Muffin, it's so hard being you.
Anna Kendrick just obliterated Blake Lively in this new movie so hard that people are starting to wonder, how many more humiliations can Blake take before she finally throws in the towel? This is brutal, and the timing couldn't be worse because, as we all know, she's already tangled up in that messy legal battle with Justin Baldoni. This was the last thing Blake needed. But it looks like her mean girl energy is finally catching up to her, and let's just say she is not handling it well. People are whispering that this could be the final nail in her Hollywood coffin. But wait, we're just getting started because things are spiraling way beyond Blake's career meltdown. Ariana Grande's wannabe doppelganger, Paige Neeman, she has officially lost it. We're talking about cosmetic procedures on top of cosmetic procedures, all just to keep looking like Ariana. Who had that on their 2025 bingo card? The obsession is out of control, and at this point, does she even remember what her real face looks like? And just when you thought things couldn't get any wilder, here comes Bhad Bhabie, caught on camera hitting her own, and her excuse? Absolutely unhinged. Like, girl, what? So yeah, grab your popcorn, because we've got a lot to unpack. But first, let's rewind for a second, because to really understand why Anna and Blake's situation is this messy, we need to take a step back. Trust me, once you see the bigger picture, it all starts making sense. You'd think after starring together in A Simple Favor, they'd at least be cool with each other, right? Maybe even friendly? Wrong. Word on the street is that Anna and Blake were beefing from the very beginning, and get this, it might all trace back to some serious shade Anna threw at Blake's bestie, Taylor Swift, years ago. So, let's rewind to 2016 when Anna Kendrick did an interview that might have accidentally sparked this entire feud. She jokingly said she could never be like Taylor Swift, calling her the perfect Miss America type, while describing herself as more cynical and sarcastic. Harmless, right? Well, Blake did not find it funny at all. Fast forward to when they filmed A Simple Favor and the tension was off the charts. Press tours? Uncomfortable. Promo shoots? Painfully awkward. Behind-the-scenes moments? A whole mess. Think of the chaos we all saw between Blake and Justin Baldoni during the It Ends With Us press tour. Yep, same energy. It was clear as day that these two couldn't stand each other. And then, plot twist. Despite all the behind-the-scenes drama, the studio greenlit a sequel, and fans were shook. Like these two hadn't even been in the same room for years. Sources say Anna was hesitant about returning, and can you blame her? She reportedly couldn't handle Blake's whole vibe, but director Paul Feig was determined to make it work. But listen, it did not work. The on-set tension was so thick you could cut it with a blunt knife. Things escalated so badly that they had to keep Blake and Anna separated just to avoid a full-blown meltdown. And for the longest time, everyone was convinced that A Simple Favor 2 would never actually happen because of the toxic environment. Now, if you've been paying attention to Hollywood insiders, you already know Blake has a reputation for being difficult to work with. But Anna? She got to experience it firsthand. And despite all that drama, Anna ate Blake up in this movie. Completely stole the show. Early test screenings? Yeah, they only confirmed what we already knew. Anna carried the entire film while Blake? Let's just say, audiences were not feeling her at all. So, get this! Blake was absolutely furious when those early test screenings dropped, showing that Anna Kendrick had completely stolen the spotlight. And instead of taking the L and moving on, she decided to sabotage her own movie by refusing to promote the sequel. Like, imagine fumbling an entire Hollywood bag just because someone else is shining a little brighter? Yikes. The only reason A Simple Favor 2 even happened? Amazon had already dropped major money on it and had no choice but to push forward and make their investment back. According to reports, they were so close to shelving the project, and it only got revived because those early screenings pulled in overwhelmingly positive reactions. Fans were hyped to see Blake and Anna back in action, completely unaware that behind the scenes, things were a disaster. The off-screen drama was so bad, it almost killed the entire movie. And here's the thing. Neither Blake nor Anna have ever publicly addressed the situation. But come on, we all saw those passive-aggressive interviews. The energy was off, the fake smiles were too obvious, and the tension? Undeniable. But hold on, this isn't even Blake's only fallout. The Golden Globes? Yeah, she was allegedly iced out earlier this year, with insiders whispering that Hollywood has officially started distancing itself from her. And the Super Bowl 2025? Now that was telling. Blake was nowhere to be seen. Just last year, she was out there posing with Taylor Swift and Ice Spice, living her best life. Fast forward to now? Crickets. Even though Amazon forced her through a simple favor too, it's looking like Blake is burning serious Hollywood bridges. And at this rate, we all know what that means. The industry is slowly but surely freezing her out. And honestly, it's about time. If she keeps going like this, her only legacy might end up being Ryan Reynolds' wife, Taylor Swift's ex-bestie, the mean girl of Hollywood, and, brace yourself, the first actress to ever befriend human-looking dragons. All right, enough about Blake's Hollywood downfall. Let's talk about someone else who just refuses to find their own identity. Because Paige Neeman? Oh, she is out here making wilder choices than ever before. And honestly, at this point, it's legitimately scary. Believe it or not, Paige is still getting cosmetic surgery to look like Ariana Grande. No, for real. This isn't just some casual fan admiration. We've known for years that this was way beyond normal fandom behavior, but now it's a full-blown obsession that just won't quit. Like, we are 7 years deep into this, and she's still pushing this bizarre act? And if you thought things couldn't get worse, just last week, Paige showed up at a red carpet premiere, and when the pictures hit the internet, people lost it. If you caught a quick glimpse, you'd think, oh wow, Ariana Grande's here. But then you do a double take and realize, nope, that's just Paige. And let me tell you, the internet is fed up. The way people are reacting, it's clear they've had enough. Because let's be real, getting multiple cosmetic procedures to become a carbon copy of your favorite celebrity? That is not fandom. That is something way darker. And here's the kicker. Back in November, Paige was actually banned from Instagram and TikTok, and people thought, finally, maybe this will be the wake-up call she needs to step into her own identity. But nope. She got her accounts back and went right back to doing the exact same thing like nothing even happened. At this point, one thing about Paige Neeman, she is completely tone deaf. She cannot read the room. People keep reporting her for impersonation, but she just won't stop. Even Ariana Grande herself has spoken out about it. And yet, Paige is still out here, showing up at events, trying to pass herself off as some kind of legit celebrity. Like, what is the end goal here? Because this is getting disturbing. And let's really break this down for a second, because this is the part that has people seriously side-eyeing Paige. Back when she first started this whole impersonation act, she actually did kind of resemble Ariana Grande, naturally. You know, one of those cases where, under the right lighting and a lucky camera angle, someone might vaguely look like a celeb. But instead of just rolling with that and moving on, Paige took it way too far. She literally altered her entire face to fit this manufactured version of Ariana. And ironically, people are now saying she doesn't even look like Ari anymore. And here's what Paige clearly doesn't understand. Ariana has moved on. Her style has evolved, her makeup is different, her whole vibe has changed. But Paige, she's still frozen in 2016, stuck in this outdated version of Ariana that doesn't even exist anymore. It's like she's living in a weird time capsule, refusing to let go. And let's not even get started on the OnlyFans situation, because that took this whole thing to an entirely new level of gross. Like, at what point does this stop being about admiration and turn into something much darker? Because, honestly, this entire situation just feels off. And that's exactly why people aren't just mocking Paige anymore. They're genuinely concerned. How much do you have to hate yourself to completely erase your own identity just to play pretend as someone else for years? This isn't just dedication. This is obsession at a disturbing level. At this point, people are convinced Paige might actually be dealing with a serious personality disorder because this is way past normal behavior. She's not even trying to be herself in any way. Her entire existence has been built around pretending to be Ariana Grande, to the point where she doesn't seem to have an identity of her own. And no matter how many times the internet calls her out, no matter how many bans or warnings she gets, she just keeps going. Like, what's the end game here? Because this is getting seriously unsettling. Does she not miss herself? Because this red carpet stunt? That was the final straw for a lot of people. This isn't just an online act anymore. It's spilling into real life, and honestly, it's unsettling as hell. And let's be real. This isn't even the first time Paige has pulled something like this. She's been out here showing up at actual industry events, fully committed to this bizarre Ariana cosplay. Who could forget the time she nearly dislocated her ankle and face planted on a runway? Like, girl, how many wake-up calls do you need? But what makes this whole situation even wilder is that she's completely brushing off the backlash. After the red carpet moment went viral, Paige went ahead and posted her glam shots like nothing even happened. Literally proud of herself for attending her first ever red carpet event. And if that wasn't bad enough, she even had the nerve to thank people for making it possible. Like, girl, what? Who is out here enabling this and why? At this point, Paige really needs to take a step back and reevaluate her entire existence. Because this is not giving what she thinks it is. And honestly, the internet has had it. I've had it. You've had it. We've all had it. And let's be clear, Paige is no longer just some TikTok girl playing dress up. She's now a full-on Ariana stunt double. The dedication is next level. And while people aren't talking about this enough, it's actually kind of impressive how focused she is. Because, let's be real, building an entire career off of someone else's identity? That takes serious commitment. But here's the thing. Imagine if she channeled all that energy into something original. Instead of recycling someone else's brand, she could have built her own empire. But no! She stayed locked in this Ariana fantasy, and now it's getting even darker. Because the moment she started making real money from this, brand deals, sponsorships, event invites, this whole thing turned into a full-fledged business. And that is where this entire situation takes a whole new twist. We should have known Paige Neeman was never letting this die down. Because let's be real, there was no way she was going to fumble the bag. Fans are literally begging for Ariana Grande to step in and finally shut this down, maybe even sue at this point, because it's obvious. Paige is never going to stop. For a while, we thought the OnlyFans situation was the absolute worst it could get. Like, it was one thing to cosplay as Ariana on TikTok, but the moment she started making adult content while actively trying to look like Ariana, that should have been the end. Even people who never cared about her antics before were creeped out. But at this point, we know Paige is capable of anything. And seriously, can't Ariana sue for identity theft or something? Because Paige isn't even just copying a look anymore. She's literally matching every single one of Ariana's eras. Right now, she's knee-deep in the Wicked era, mimicking Ariana's new aesthetic down to the last detail. Like, how far is too far? And speaking of things going way too far, let's shift gears for a second. Because Bhad Bhabie just took things to a place nobody ever expected. And y'all, it's bad. While people were still arguing over Ariana's wannabe, Bhad Bhabie was out here throwing actual hands at her own mother. Like, in what world does that ever happen? But you know what's even crazier? She is the one who posted the video. She just uploaded herself fighting her own mom like it's some casual Tuesday afternoon activity. This is one of those situations where If there wasn't video proof, you'd think people were just making it up. We already knew she had a history of wild behavior, but this is a whole new level. In the clip, you can see them arguing, voices getting louder, tensions rising, and then, before you even realize what's happening, hands are being thrown, and suddenly, it's a full-blown brawl. Like, what are we even watching at this point? And since Bhad Bhabie would rather swallow all her teeth than keep her business private, she immediately hopped online to explain what actually happened. And get this, she actually thought people would take her side. So, according to her, the fight allegedly started because her mom made a nasty comment about one of her late friends, and she just couldn't take the disrespect. Now, if you've been keeping up, you already know Bhad Bhabie's relationship with her mom has been rocky from day one. The whole world saw it unravel on Dr. Phil when she went viral with that infamous "Catch me outside, how about that" moment. Catch me outside, how about that? Huh? Catch you outside? What does that mean? What I just said. That was years ago, but nothing has changed. If anything, things have only gotten worse. But here's what's really making people sick. Not just the fact that she fought her own mother, but that she actually posted the video herself. Like, one thing is losing your temper, but to record it and upload it for the world to see? This is next level disturbing. And here's the debate. Why did she even post this? Some people think she was trying to prove that she was justified in hitting her mom. Others believe she was just looking for attention and sympathy. Either way, it's messy. Really messy. And let's talk about this so-called reason behind the fight. If her mom really said something offensive about her late friend, then yeah, that's disgusting. But does that justify throwing hands? Because now, instead of the internet dragging her mom, they're dragging Bhad Bhabie for acting completely unhinged. And would you believe that fans are actually divided over this? This should be an open and shut case, right? And yet, there's still a group of people defending her actions. Some say she was just standing up for her friend or that her mom had it coming. But others? They're saying this is just embarrassing. At this point, where do you even draw the line? Even people who don't even mess with Bhad Bhabie like that are saying this crossed a serious line. And let's not forget, this is the same girl who's always complaining about people not taking her seriously. She wants respect. She wants to be seen as more than a viral meme, but then she turns around and pulls something like this? Respect is earned. And let's be real, this isn't new behavior. Bhad Bhabie has a pattern, and at this point, it's one controversy after another. If she's not beefing with someone, she's getting exposed or making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Wasn't it just last week that she was beefing with Alabama Barker, and in the process, dragging Soulja Boy and Tyga into what they all claimed was pure lies? That's when the wildest rumor dropped, claiming that she and Alabama were both involved with Soulja Boy, and that Bobby was pregnant, all while seeing Tyga on the side. And the drama didn't stop there, because Soulja Boy actually threatened to sue her and take whatever money she had left from OnlyFans. And how did she respond? By censoring Soulja Boy and Tyga's names in a diss track aimed at Alabama. Girl, what? And now, she's out here going full WWE on her own mother. But the truth is, she won't face any real consequences. Like always, this will probably get swept under the rug, just like every other scandal she's been involved in. Bhad Bhabie has built an entire brand off of being reckless. And at this point, people are tired of it. And honestly, just like Paige Neeman, these clout chasers will only disappear if people stop giving them the attention they so desperately crave. But for some reason, they always find a way to insert themselves into the conversation. For the rest of us with common sense, this whole situation is just gross. And that's that on that. Phew, today was a lot. Blake Lively's career is hanging by a thread. Paige Neeman is forcing an identity crisis on herself. And Bhad Bhabie? At this point, she's a lost cause. I need to know what y'all think about all this. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this drama is next level. And listen, if you thought this was messy, just wait until you hear about Bhad Bhabie's never-ending chaos and how Alabama Barker is about to shut her down for good. This could change everything, and trust me, you do not want to miss it. So hit that like button, subscribe for the latest Hollywood drama, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an update. Click on this video right now, and let's get into it. See you on the next one.